Hallöchen und willkommen zurück zu The Chicken Police Into the Hive. Nur der Hive, nicht Hype. Ein Hype ist es. Wir haben das Passwort letzte Folge bekommen, um eventuell zur Metalltüre zu gelangen. Jetzt wollen wir schauen, ob es funktioniert. Wir haben das Passwort hier auf dem Zettel.
What's up, meat sacks?
Meat sacks? That's not nice.
Your master is expecting us.
Okay.
Well, what? I don't have a master.
We don't need the tango, okay? We know all the dance moves, and we know the password, too.
Yeah, the bronze beetle bakes a brownie before breakfast.
What now?
What now?
Just because you pulled a silly rhyme out of some drunken schmuck, I'm supposed to let you in? Ha! Give me a break.
But that's the way it goes, right? In movies and books and...
Just get the fuck out of here while I click it nicely, okay?
Listen, pal, if you don't want any trouble, you'll let us in. It's that simple.
Am I supposed to be scared now? Ha! I eat little shits like you for breakfast.
You eat shit for breakfast?
Scheiße, zum Frühjahr, Mann, Kakerlake.
What?
Okay, come on, let's do this.
I'm gonna kill you, meat sack.
Enough.
That?
Was...
The Queen.
Costa, send them down.
Yes, Your Highness. Okay, you got lucky, boys. Go down while I'm in a good mood.
Thanks, bug boy.
Hey, we don't use the B word around here. Am I clear?
Okay. Let's go, Marty.
Lieber schnell. Vielleicht wird's hell. Alter, was ist denn wie im Horrorfilm? The Grudge. Oh no. The Ring. Oh mein Gott. Angst vor Spinnen soll das TV nicht haben.
Welcome, detectives. Shall we begin?
Alter Scheiß, die Wand an. Wo das für Spinnennetz sind, ja? Ja gut, das erklärt sich von allein eigentlich. Leckt mich am Arsch, hm? Was eine Schönheit. Was ist denn das? Das ist ganz blau.
The smell of cigarette smoke and cheap mead gave way to something else. An intoxicating woman's perfume mixed with a musty, lush aroma and the essence of expensive liquors. It was as if we'd suddenly descended into another time. We were standing in front of a throne, occupied by a real queen, as if she'd just stepped off the canvas of an old painting. I felt dizzy. I've been in some tough situations in my life, but this time, I shuddered. Would we ever get out of here with our feathers intact?
Welcome to our humble abode, detectives.
Ist die gruselig. Ja.
Humble? I have a different definition of humble.
Mr. Featherland, we used to live in a huge castle outside the Hive. Compared to that, this hovel is an insult.
Well, an underpaid cop like me would kill for an insult like this.
Come on, Mr. McChicken, don't be so modest. You've got a quaint little apartment in Harlow Street with a lovely wife. You should be proud.
Wait, what? But how do you know that?
Oh, no need to be frightened, gentlemen. But they call us the Great Web for a reason. We can feel even the smallest vibration of the city from our throne. Our silk threads are everywhere.
Now we can sleep peacefully.
It's the plain truth. And you, dear detectives, are in the truth business, are you not?
according to the book.
And to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, gentle birds?
We're looking for an insect that died, then disappeared.
Ah, I see. Well, make yourselves comfortable. Look around. Snoop. I can sense your hearts beat a little fast. Calm down first, and then we can talk.
You can sense our... But
We'll do just that. Thank you.
Okay, jetzt geht's zur Sache. Ans Eingemachte. Castor Kakerlake Periplaneta americana. Ein ziemlich grober Kakerlakenschläger, der für das große Netz und natürlich Königin Zenaida arbeitet. Königin Zenaida, schwarze Witwe, Latrodectus Magdans. Königin Zenaida ist die Anführerin des berühmt-berüchtigten Verbrechersyndikats Großes Netz und selbst eine lebende Legende. Gerüchten zufolge weiß sie alles über jeden in der Stadt und nichts entgeht ihren wachsamen Augen. Aber eins ist sicher, trotz des trostlosen Zustands des Insektennests ist sie bei den Machtspielchen der Stadt immer noch eine ernstzunehmende Größe. Okay.
Perhaps a tad extravagant.
Und da ist der Roulette-Tisch und... Okay. Aber es sind gar keine Gäste hier, ist ja Fahrt. Oder haben sie die da hinten irgendwo versteckt?
Maybe after talking to Her Majesty, we'll be needing a couple of stiff shots.
Die Minibar. Wie sonderbar. Bilder.
It's like they're looking at me. Ugh. They have too many eyes for my taste.
Ja. Schick, schick.
Ugh, she gives me chicken bumps. Her eyes, I can't look into them, which could be a problem because she's got a lot of them and they're all staring at me.
Oh my. Good.
So, can we ask you a few questions?
First, you have to answer us. Why are you so interested in the fate of a mere insect? Did it hurt one of your kind?
Not at all, ma'am. We were hired by someone. A widow.
Oh. So you're altruistic crusaders?
Ja.
Maybe we were just bored, ma'am.
I've heard you boys have been stirring up a lot of trouble over the last 2 decades. Perhaps this time, you've delved too deep into the hornet's nest.
Eher ein Spinnennetz.
You think so?
We're certain.
We'll see. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Be our guest. We have nothing to hide.
Ja, ich hab, warum immer wie, sie ist ja lang.
Appreciate it.
Gut.
Tell me, do you remember a pianist called Douglas?
He's right above us, even as we speak. He's either drinking his tears or some hard booze.
Was he really your personal pianist?
Something like that. We loved him and the way he played, full of heart. But we couldn't tolerate his erratic behavior any longer.
who was the guy he got into a fight with?
A fiancé of mine at the time. He's dead now. Douglas. That silly little thing. He was always madly in love with us. He put that in his songs. And that's why we loved him. But he was jealous.
Jealousy is a terrible demon.
It is, Detective. It is.
Oder wie sie mal beim der so gruselig sagt.
There's no hope of letting him back in?
You pity him, right? I can understand that. It happened to us, too. We let him back, but he can't play or stay sober.
If we could help you with those two things, would you take him back?
Perhaps. But why would you do that? What did he promise you?
Nothing in the world. We're just trying to be good birds, that's all.
So the tales are true after all.
Well, we're talking to a living legend too, so tales can be true.
It's a deal, then. If you can find a cure for his hand and his heart, we'll welcome his return.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Okay.
That's quite a throne you've got there.
Why, thank you. It was our late grandmother's 200 years ago.
Also bestimmt schon durchgesessen.
Whoa, wait, then how old are you?
Do you think it's appropriate to ask such a question of a lady?
For cluck's sake, Marty.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But it is a really beautiful chair.
You're funny. We like you.
Thank the gods.
Okay.
What can you tell us about the current state of the Hive?
Did you come here with paper bags on your heads? Have you not seen with your eyes?
Well, we'd like to hear it in your words.
As you wish. Since the Segregation Act, our people are suffering more than ever. We are eating ourselves alive.
Das haben wir schon gehört, ja.
You may think we're being figurative, but we couldn't be more literal. We're running out of flesh, of life, of soul. But before that happens, our patience will run out.
The Segregation Act wasn't good for business either, right?
Correct. We don't want to be seen as the selfless grande dame, or everyone's fairy godmother. No. We were running a thriving business.
You mean a thriving criminal business?
Call it what you like. It was blooming, but the blossom eventually withered. Now we are suffering like everyone else. The Hive is an oil barrel, detectives, and Clawville a crazy old fool with a match in his hand.
Is the barrel gonna explode?
And with it, the old fool.
Well, thanks for your honest opinion.
Not mere opinion. This is our future, gentlemen.
Ja, wunderbar. Mehr haben wir nicht. Verlorene Melodien.
Next time, but not now.
Ja, sonst habe ich nichts.
Wait, what? Ah, for cluck's sake. Are you ready to go a little deeper?
Ah,
Oh, you mean you're going to interrogate us?
That's one way of putting it. I prefer to call it a controlled conversation.
Interesting. You seem like a rough, crude fellow at first glance. But underneath those ruffled feathers, you have a rather sophisticated soul.
ja, klar.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Especially the ruffled feathers part.
Our pleasure. Well, shall we begin?
I'd be
Okay.
delighted.
Ein Verhör.
The Queen seems to like us, but that may be a simple disguise. In any case, a veteran criminal like her is probably harder to break than to open with the right honeyed words. Boost her ego. That can be a solid tactic. But either playing the good or the bad cop, nothing is impossible if you ask the right questions in the right tone.
Be forewarned, detective. What you learn here may shake everything you've ever believed in.
Ne, das kann man vorstellen.
You think I believe in anything? It seems your famous senses have failed you.
We'll see, Mr. Featherland. We'll see.
Okay, wir starten schon einmal relativ... scheint uns zu mögen. Ah, okay. Bitte erzählen Sie doch von sich. Wie sind Sie zu dem geworden, was Sie heute sind? Wie kommt es, dass man sich selbst in der Mehrzahl sprechen? Miss Seneda, darf ich Sie so nennen oder soll ich Sie lieber als Königin ansprechen?
Miss Zeneda, may I call you that? Or should I stick with the Queen?
As you like it, dear Inspector. We didn't give ourselves the name of Queen, but we're used to it.
Does that appease your vanity?
You are very observant, Mr. Featherland. We are rather vain, yes. We admit to few faults, but this is certainly one of them.
Aber was spiegelt sie denn in ihre
What
Augen?
else do you consider a fault?
Honestly, letting too much responsibility fall on me over the years. But it's too late now. We can't quit. We're sitting in the middle of the great web, and if we disappear, the web will collapse, and many who live on the web would fall.
And would that be so bad?
You have no idea how many people in the Hive depend on the existence of the web. So, yes.
Oh, thank you for your honesty.
And we thank you for daring to ask in such a bold yet polite manner. In your line of work, that's quite rare.
Okay, kommen wir zur Sache. Es sind Leichen vom Friedhof verschwunden und sie schon. Okay. Wir haben nur die Frage.
Let's get to the point. Bodies are disappearing from the cemetery, and the clues have led us here. What do you think? Why?
You're not playing games. We appreciate that. Yes, in a way, we understand that some clues could have led you here. But those can be misleading. We know nothing about the missing bodies.
You don't know about them, or you have nothing to do with them. Big difference.
There is a big difference. We've heard things. The Great Web is everywhere. And every little bit of information makes its threads twitch. But no, we have nothing to do with them.
Das wäre fast... Wir müssen nicht unbedingt, oder?
Someone was hit with a bottle that had the name of this place on it. Is it a coincidence?
We don't believe in coincidences, Mr. Featherland. But that doesn't prove that the perpetrator was following our orders.
It's true. It could have been a simple bum or just an angry boozer. Am I right?
For example.
Still, something's bothering me.
What?
Why the mysterious phrasing? Why didn't you just say you didn't know anything about it? Plain and simple.
Because it wouldn't have been true, Mr. Featherland.
Na, sag schon mit. Okay. Glauben Sie, dass das Glas nicht eine Waffe, sondern auch eine Botschaft, als wir den verletzten Onkel Joe das ferne Licht erwähnt, bekam er schreckliche Angst. Warum? Oh.
Let's say I believe you. Do you think the glass was not just a weapon, but also a message?
An interesting theory, and there may be some truth in it. As the place is well known and has been ours for decades, yes, we can see why you might think that.
So you agree that the clues lead logically here?
If it is a message, we did not send it. It would be foolish to leave a clue like that. Unless it
Das
leads
stimmt
to a
natürlich,
trap.
ne?
Am I right?
Well, forgive the assumption, but for a spider queen sitting in the middle of the great web, setting a trap seems quite apt.
If so, you would be in big trouble.
And is that the case?
No, not yet. I like you. You're sharp and respectful, most of the time. At least, for a chicken.
You're great at insulting and complimenting at the same time.
Thank you.
Okay, +5, naja, schauen wir mal. Nehmen wir einmal an, dass es nicht getan wurde. Okay.
Suppose I believe that it wasn't you. Why didn't you take action against it?
You still think we're the feared and dreaded vigilantes of the Hive. Unfortunately, those days are over, Inspector. The Great Web is now more of an information center than a real, viable enterprise.
But information is power, ain't it?
Indeed, it is. But much more so for a place that is not cut off from every other part of the world. We've been enclosed, Mr. Featherland. So the world is slowly but surely passing us by. Unless...
Unless you do something about it.
Yes. But that's another story. You know, the people of the Hive don't need the Great Web to express their feelings.
Great.
Especially their
Das
anger.
ist das Internet der heutigen Zeit.
A hive-sized rebellion, for example.
Of course, neither the city nor the crown wants that. In fact, we don't want it. But sadly, we are no longer the most powerful in the Hive. There are others who say how things are done.
Aber wenn sie es nicht gewesen sind, wer dann? Wer könnte imstande sein und ein Interesse daran haben, so etwas zu tun?
Okay, if it wasn't you, then who
Das
was it?
stimmt.
Who has the reason and the power to do such a thing?
Und vor allem das Ganze hierher zu leiten.
The Golden Fang clan is well entrenched in the Hive. Thanks in part to them, much of our business is no longer, how shall we say, profitable.
The clan, huh? I heard they've been pretty quiet lately.
The fact that a criminal organization doesn't openly blow things up doesn't mean they're not very present, as you well know, Mr. Featherland. And for all we know, you and your partner are very much responsible for the existence of the clan in the first place.
Really? Please, enlighten me.
If the Wessler Empire hadn't fallen, the smaller clans that then waged war for power would never have been born. Am I right?
The Wessler Empire, huh? That was an old case, Your Majesty. If we hadn't stopped that threat, we might have been in even bigger trouble.
Oh, you really think so? That it could be worse than this? The whole city was ravaged by gangs feuding over the remnants of the Wessler Empire. These gang wars have consumed all the attention of the Crown and the police, leaving nothing left for the Hive. One angry insect, fed up, committed an assassination attempt that eventually led to the Segregation Act. See, after all, it all started when the so-called chicken police put the head of the Wessler Empire on ice over some petty, little, private matter.
You know, that's kind of a loose and far-fetched hypothesis.
Oh, we haven't covered everything, but you know that in the big picture, we're perfectly right.
I'm beginning to feel like you're interrogating me and not the other way around.
Oh, please don't. We didn't mean to frighten you.
Then may I continue?
We are at your service.
So, it's the Golden Fang clan that's got you and your people in a tight spot. Am I right?
We're not saying they're responsible for the disappearances. But if it wasn't us, they seem the most likely choice.
I have to agree. Are you willing to talk about them?
To a certain extent, yes. As long as it doesn't harm our interests.
Okay, then let's continue the conversation in this vein. Why would the clan need a fresh corpse? What can they do with it?
Did you say fresh? How fresh?
Well, the last one was from yesterday. Why?
Ja, das war vielleicht gerade dumm.
What do you think?
Weil ich mir eben gedacht habe, das ist eine frische Leiche.
If they were old carcasses, we'd be ignoring it. But fresh meat is a different matter.
Did you say meat?
Have you seen how many insects walk around the hive, missing limbs?
We've had the misfortune to see that, yes.
Ja, das sind wir beim Barkeeper.
The Chlorvillian gourmets pay fat little fortunes for fresh body parts.
To eat them?
Well, they're not going to put them on display, that's for sure.
So you think the clan sells fresh body parts on the black market?
That could be one reason for digging up bodies. But it could be something else entirely.
Which is?
We don't know, Mr. Featherland. You're the detective, not us. But we're sure you'll get to the bottom of it.
You really do see everything. What do you think the clan is playing for? And where do they get their resources?
For the clan, hiding in the hive was a great idea. But they cut themselves off from the rest of the city with it. So they must have connections or help from beyond the walls.
Another gang? Maybe they've teamed up with someone. The Black Scales. The Furies, maybe.
I don't think so, Mr. Featherland. All the criminal organizations in Clawville are different, but they all have one thing in common. They all want absolute power. That's why they don't really ally themselves with others.
Das ist ja irgendwie schlüssig.
What are you implying? Who can support them from beyond the walls?
Whose interest do you think it would be to aid and abet the clan and get them here? Whose interest is it for the hive to slowly bleed itself dry? For someone who has a problem with the very existence of it.
You mean...
Yes. Exactly, Mr. Featherland.
Sweet, furry, feathered heavens. You claim that the clan is funded by the crown?
Könnte sein.
We're not saying it is. But the city government is currently benefiting from the fact that the Hive is getting on with its little infighting, instead of causing trouble on the big scale. You know, peace negotiations are coming.
Well, what does that have to do with the disappearance of a few bodies of ordinary citizens? Even if it's like you say, isn't that just more fuel for the fire?
It might be. Perhaps it's for a different purpose, Mr. Featherland. That detective, that private eye, who was working on this.
Private eye?
Frank Castellini.
Ja.
Or, as many called him, half-armed Frank, which we always thought was funny. Because
Shit. Frank.
the fool was obsessed with pursuing Mick and the clan. He discovered something significant. Maybe he found out exactly where they were hiding. In any case, it certainly pissed off the monkey. Because Mick's got a big bounty on poor Frank's head.
That's bad. That's really bad. Well, thank you for telling me this.
We're surprised to say it ourselves, but we're glad we could help.
Oh. Was ist denn das?
You see? That's what I'm talking about.
Na, immerhin. Es ist nicht einfach eine echte Königin Werkzeug, aber dieses Mal hat der gute Bulle gewonnen. Das Verschwinderleichen ist höchstwahrscheinlich das Werk des Golden Frank Clans und Frank könnte in größeren Schwierigkeiten haben als angenommen. Nur ist schon, dass wir eigentlich nicht voll gekriegt haben, ne?
So, Frank Castellini, right? We know him. In fact, I'd say we're friends.
We thought cops didn't like private eyes.
Frank's helped us out with a lot in the past. And in return, we'd turn a blind eye when he snooped where he shouldn't have.
There was a time when cooperation between animals and insects was commonplace.
I was just a chick then, Your Majesty, but my partner lived in the Hive's neighborhood for quite some time.
Oh, really?
It used to be a great neighborhood, ma'am.
If this was meant to make us sympathize with you and your cause, you've succeeded. You see, we're old and sentimental, but we're something else, too.
Beautiful.
Thank you. But that's not what we meant. We're practical, which means if you really want our help, you'll have to do something for us in return.
Irgendwie habe ich für jeden was zum tun.
Seems like a fair offer. We're listening.
Ja, da bin ich auch gespannt.
Frank was never a friend, nor an enemy. He's the kind of man who doesn't belong to either side. Always walking in the shades between them. But not so long ago, we had a quarrel. And he's taken something from us that's very dear to our hearts.
You want us to bring back this something?
Bring it back? No, we don't want it back. You won't be able to do that. Just tell us where it is. We'll take care of the rest.
You're being deliberately vague, am I right?
Sometimes it's best if you know exactly what you need to know. If you get the information we want, you can guarantee the Great Web will be on your side when you clash with the Golden Fang clan.
When, not if.
We have no doubt that if you follow the trail your friend Frank has set out on, it will eventually lead you to the clan's trap.
Okay, you got a deal. We'll meet again soon.
I look forward to it, detectives. But I'd hurry if I were you. Your friend Frank could be in serious trouble.
Furry hell. Frank. What has he got himself into?
Exactly what we're about to get ourselves into, partner. If you're ready.
What do you mean, ready? I'm always ready. In fact, I was born ready.
Oh.
I don't mean that. I just mean, what's going on with you and Laura? There's enough shit going on. I don't want to stir up any more.
Cluck that. It's what you do best, Boss Bird. And let's keep it that way, okay? You drive, I follow, we get shot at, we survive, but just barely, and most importantly, we don't talk about personal shit. Deal?
You know, buddy, that's the best deal I ever heard.
Now you're talking.
Okay. Reden wir mit Frank. Ja. Wird schwierig. Film, den kennen wir ja.
Who do my eyes see?
The one and only Film-Noir-Detektiv-Abenteuer, private Hawkeye and professional boozer. What's this old featherhead doing here?
Looks like we're not the only lost fowl in the Hive.
Not counting that weirdo pianist, of course.
Did we say hi?
Sure we do. I need to know what he's up to. He might even be in similar shoes to ours.
You think so? That would be almost like a crossover episode.
Geil wäre wirklich, wenn du dann das andere einmal spielen könntest, weil war ja damals
Oh,
so, dass er einen Fall gehabt hat, ne?
Yeah, never mind.
Die dann irgendwie zusammengeführt haben. Filmalo, Wanderfalke, Falco peregrinus. Filmalo ist ein alter Rival und vielleicht sollte ich auch hinzufügen, ein Freund. Wir begannen unsere Karrieren etwa zur gleichen Zeit und nachdem wir uns für den Polizeidienst entschieden hatten, schlug er den unseren Weg des Privatdetektivs ein. Wegen unserer Arbeit sind wir häufig zusammengestoßen und haben uns gegenseitig immer wieder aus der Klemme gezogen. Er hat das Herz am rechten Fleck, trinkt aber leider ein wenig zu viel und ist daher ein recht unzuverlässiger Kerl. Brutus.
Oh no, I think I'm hallucinating.
You're not hallucinating, Phil. We're standing here in front of you, in all our feathered glory.
That's my clucking luck. Even in the Hive, I can't get away from you two.
We're your living conscience, pal.
And what does my conscience tell me?
To stop drinking?
The pot calling the kettle black?
Fair enough.
Shut up, Marty. Not today.
I'll zip it.
So, are you on a little investigation?
What else would I be doing in the Hive? Do I look like I belong here?
No. Actually, almost hurts to say it out loud, but you look pretty good.
Thanks, sweetheart. By the way, if you're so interested, there's a gang of dung beetles who broke into the local sewage treatment plant and stole some high-quality manure.
Is there such a thing as high-quality manure?
Son, if you only knew. Here, manure is sometimes worth as much as gold.
You know what? We don't need the details.
But I do.
And you? What are you doing here? Are you being teased by some hot chiquette?
Never again, Phil. Never again.
I can understand that. Well, make yourselves at home, if you can. They don't like our kind around here.
You don't say.
I'm surprised you still have feathers.
Yeah, it's a small miracle. Listen, Filmar, for someone who looks like shit.
How do I look so damn good?
Funny, but something like that.
If you must know, I have a very rich and powerful benefactor. I get most of my cases from him.
So you're a paid private detective now, or more like domestic detective?
Laugh if you want, but you'll never make as much dough as I do. And my caseload isn't that demanding.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just be careful, boys. I might come after you again.
What do you mean, again?
Oops, I talk too much. Leave me alone to drink and get lost.
Well, it's good to see you too, Phil.
Okay. Können wir ihm auch gleich mal ein paar Fragen
Are you here
stellen?
for an audience with the Queen?
I've already met her, but I got the impression she's not too keen on Clavillian private eyes sniffing around.
Yet she tolerates your presence.
It's that indelible charm of mine, Sonny. But how could you possibly know that?
Yeah, my kind of charm doesn't belong here.
Now get out of here, cluckers. I'm trying to work.
Looks like real hard work, Phil.
Martin.
I know, shut up. I'm used to it.
Okay. Er hat den... Na.
Sorry, Phil, but what's that thing on your neck?
This? It's called a scarf. In high society, it's worn wrapped around the neck or just thrown over the shoulder. It's great for keeping the neck warm, but it's also used as a fashion accessory.
I know what a scarf is, jackass. What's it doing on you? That's way too, delicate for you.
Huh. He was given to me by someone very important to me. Let that be enough.
Ah, so there's a girl involved.
I never said that.
Well, what then?
Will you get the clock out of here already?
Okay, don't be so jumpy.
I think it's a nice scarf. Really.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Listen, Phil, you know Frank Castellini.
Of course I know him. Everybody knows him around here. Why?
Well, I think he overreached himself a little and got into a tussle with the Golden Fang clan.
Well, rest in pieces, Frank. You were a great insect. Let's drink to that.
Don't be silly, Phil. He's still alive. At least we hope he is. But maybe not for long. Heard anything from him?
I heard he had a case involving the closing of the textile factory, but that's all I know.
Yeah, we heard about that too. Strange. But thanks anyway.
I hope you find him still alive. He's a good guy.
How come you're drinking so casually in the middle of the Hive? We almost got hanged on the first lamppost when we got here.
Me too. But my client has pretty good connections here, so I've had a sort of license to fly.
Speaking of licenses, do you even have one? I mean, real, proper permission to enter the Hive.
What? No, of course not. What do you take me for, an idiot?
Wie kommen die dann alle rein?
Yeah, he's got a point.
I hope you didn't have too much of a struggle getting one.
Shut up, both of you. Zip has lost something very dear to him. Have you heard anything about it?
Actually, it's a pretty rough story. Mick Goldfang ripped it off with his own hand.
That's what Zip was referring to, though he wouldn't go into details.
I don't blame him.
Any idea where we can find it?
You guys really want to get that thing back?
The old trash panda got us out of a lot of trouble over the years, and we did the same for him. Kind of a habit between us.
All I know is that Mick doesn't always keep it on him. But he does have a secret headquarters somewhere in the Hive. So there's a good chance that's where the stray body part's gonna be.
Thanks, Phil. That sounds like an exceptionally useful tip.
Well, I'm glad I could help. Now you might as well cluck off.
Good evening to you too.
One more thing, Sonny. What I said, you didn't hear it from me.
Stop treating us like day-old chicks, Phil. We never even met you.
That's the spirit. Good bird.
Okay. Dann haben wir mal durchgefragt.
You know, it's ironic that you're here snooping around, investigating the clan.
Because...
A few years ago, when you brought down the Wessler Empire, everything that has happened is on you.
Sorry, but I don't quite get it.
We think you do, Mr. Featherland. You're not as bird-brained as you make out. Your heartbeat gives you away.
Look, Your Majesty, I have nothing to be ashamed of. We did what we had to do.
If the Wessler Empire hadn't collapsed, all those new gangs wouldn't have risen from the ashes.
Ja, der Westler-Clan hat jetzt alles
Gangs
unter den
like
Nagel
the
gerissen.
clan, clamoring for power to this day, forcing the city back into the dark ages.
Wessler was a lunatic who needed to be stopped. That's the story. Mick is another psycho who's gonna be caught. Simple as that.
Is it really that simple?
Always is.
We can't decide if you're just saying that, or if you really believe what you say, which is quite rare.
I'm happy to be the exception that proves the rule, Your Majesty.
Noch mehr.
I've got what I wanted. For now.
Okay. Was ist mit ihm?
Another tough kid who shouldn't be clucked with.
Hey, buddy. Change of outfit?
Huh? What the fuck are you clucking about?
Honestly, I don't mind you not having that ugly rifle.
What's the chick talking about?
Marty, he's not...
I think the suit's a bit much. Somehow it's not for your kind.
What do you mean, not for my kind?
Marty, I think they're brothers.
Oh, so he and the guy upstairs are twins?
Well done, Marty. You deserve a cookie.
Sorry, good sir. We didn't mean to offend.
Will you get the cluck out of here?
On our way.
Der Brutus, den können wir auch noch befragen, um Gottes Willen. Ein seltsames Souvenir. Brutus Kakerlake. Castors Bruder, der persönliche Leibwächter von Königin Seneira und ein absoluter Schwachkopf. Schön. Dann können wir ihn befragen.
So, you are two brothers, right?
Huh? What? No.
Well, then,
We are not two brothers. There are 72 of us.
Ach so.
That's quite a family.
your mom must have been a real angel.
What?
And tell me, big boy, do you all work in this line of work?
What line of work?
Well, you know, how can I say this?
He means, are you all criminals?
Do you really want to get beaten up that badly? What the hell are you, suicide chickens?
Funny, your brother asked the same thing.
Just get the clock out of here.
Pleasure talking to you.
Okay.
Huh? Anything else?
Oh no, nothing. We're going.
Gut, dann hätten wir das erledigt. Kann man sonst noch was fragen?
Wait, what? Next time, but not now. Let's see, how about no?
Okay. No is okay. Gut, da haben wir uns durchgefragt. Achso, die können wir befragen, das hat er gemeint.
What? Need something?
No, we're good for now, thanks. We met your brother.
Which one? There's a few.
Just as cute as you are, only he's got a stick instead of a gun.
Oh, yeah. Brutus. The brains of the family.
Oh Gott.
Really? Wow, I never guessed that.
What's that supposed to mean, huh?
Nothing at all.
Yeah. I'm watching you, chicken shits.
Wir machen uns wieder nur Freundschaften.
Hey, old bird. We spoke to the queen.
Ah, good for you.
She'll welcome you back if you stop drinking and heal your hands somehow.
Well, it's easy for you to say. Nice outlook, but it would take a miracle doctor to do that. Someone who knows bones and medicine almost like some ancient shaman or something. Someone who's not even afraid of the other side.
Ihr kennt ja
The
jemanden.
occult even. Someone
Die Eule, der Hubu Bubu.
Who?
I think we're on the same page here, Boss Bird.
Yeah. Boobo.
Bubu.
Who?
Exactly. You'll find out soon enough, pal. Just hang on tight. We'll be back.
So be it, Boss Bird.
Hey, only this meat wagon can call me that, okay?
Okay, whatever.
Gut. Der Bubo. Und die sind wirklich auf und davon, die zwei. Schick. Die Frage ist eigentlich, wo man jetzt wirklich... Also wie kann man zu Franks Wohnsitz fahren? Sicher.
Look, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too.
What now?
We're going in. We're gonna find Frank alive and well.
Great plan. Can I bring Bertha? What? I swear I won't shoot you with it. Again?
Oh, thanks, partner. That's real nice of you.
At least not on purpose.
What?
What? Nothing.
Gut, Freunde, ja, dann haben wir es soweit geschafft, würde ich sagen, mit dieser Folge. Ja, spannend, wo sich das Ganze entwickelt
Poor
hat.
buggers.
Da bin ich wirklich neugierig. Können wir denen irgendwas noch zeigen? Wahrscheinlich eher nicht. Gell?
Next time, but not now.
Okay. Ja, weil dann machen wir in der nächsten Folge weiter. Schauen wir, wo das Ganze hinführt. Ich bin gespannt. Ich hoffe, ihr auch. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüssi.